Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, we got some talking we gonna do. Somebody needs to play on them guitar strings, making her think of her favorite song. Now, this is Leela James, and Leela is singing about how there's gonna be a change. So, got some things we want to share with y'all. Got the defrauded homeowners of America sitting up here in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to contact the administrative office of the courts. Told them that my access to their administrative courts had been blocked. Guess what? They actually admitted to overseeing all of the courts. They literally, I want you to understand, the lady who answered the phone said we oversee all of the courts. I wanted to tell her I already knew that. That's why I said that someone's blocking my access to your administrative courts. So she put me in touch with the executive officer for the area. Left a message with the young man. You see, what's happening, it's no longer do I have a right to be in the court. It's they're gonna block my access. Why? Because, and I'm just gonna say it, there's no need to hide it, because the points I make and the things I bring forth, I do it in such a way that they cannot rebut my points, because I'm already rebutting theirs. Look, I was telling somebody this the other day, and then we're gonna get into what I need to discuss with you all. First, I didn't ask for 3 of these to pull up, but my bad. Anyway, the first thing that we need to focus on, hold on, Leela, is this. I was telling this to a young person today, explaining to them that what's happening with the courts right now is that they can't get around the arguments that we're bringing forth. So, in the past, I saw people talking about how they would respond. I remember Sam Jones, he talked about how he would respond in certain situations. I'm like, you know what, that's all right. And he talked about the conversation with the judge and everything, and I noticed that every time he made a point, it was on point. And I'm like, how is he doing that? You know, ladies and gentlemen, some of you, when you hear me speak about responding to these judges and what I would say, some of you are thinking that that's, unique on my part. No, it's not. Let me give some of you an understanding, then we're going to talk about several things. So this is going to be one of those collage videos again, okay? So, what I used to do, especially while on vacation, I used to go over in my head and then have the audible conversations. Audible? Audible. Don't you mean audible? No, I mean audible. Okay? Because I would do both sides of the conversation. I would bring forth my point, and then I would counter my point with their point. And then I would go over in my head, okay, how can I kill them from saying that point? Oh, you're talking about murder? No, I'm talking about killing their argument. So, let me tell you how it works out. I go into court. It's a traffic ticket. The next case before the court is such and such, such and such. Is such and such here? Oh no, Your Honor, he's not here. He can't stand present. He's a fiction. But you know that. So, I'm here on his behalf. I have power of attorney. Okay, I'm here on behalf of that case. No, I got power of attorney. Now, either you're going to hear the case or you're going to dismiss it. So you want to play? Let's play. Or you're going to issue a warrant. That's all right. The moment you issue that warrant, I will file a charge against you for obstructing justice. I told you I'm here on that matter this day. Now, while we're in this national emergency, you know about the national emergency, March 9, 1933. The emergency that Congress said was still under. While we're here under that emergency, I need to know, what's your jurisdiction? Is it original jurisdiction or is it limited jurisdiction? There are only 2 jurisdictions in the United States. Okay? It's either original or limited, both federal and state. So what is your jurisdiction? If it's limited, then you're going to need to show some type of contract showing that there's a license. Oh, driver's license. Oh yeah, I have a driver's license. Oh, that's the consent. No. That's only when I'm operating and having passengers for hire. But I was carrying non-consumer goods and I was acting in my private capacity. Yeah, I'm a private citizen. I have a license. Of course I do. That's for me to engage in commerce. Yeah, but I wasn't engaging in commerce at the time. Told that to the officer. Now, he didn't want to listen. But you don't have a choice. Because, see, the fact that I'm not engaged in commerce, the fact that I wasn't in the midst of carrying passengers for hire, the fact that I wasn't carrying any commercial goods for sale in the commercial trafficking, I just need to see where you get your jurisdiction. Now, you're supposed to already have probable cause, so where's your probable cause? Don't give me that prima facie anything. Don't give me that presumption of law. Wait, oh, so you want to get an attitude. It's okay. I don't mind you getting upset. You should be upset. That's right, because I just rebutted all of your dumb presumptions. That's right, I said dumb. Because presumption of law is unconstitutional, and I challenge presumption of law. I challenge your jurisdiction. You want to get upset? I don't mind you getting upset. No, you've already... This little game you all have been playing, I got it. I understand. But I'm going to tell you again. I don't surrender my freedom to you. I don't consent to giving up my freedoms. I do not volunteer for servitude. And any action you do from this point on without documentation, contrary to what I just said, that supersedes what I just said, would be you trampling on my rights, and I will follow. No, as a matter of fact, I now hereby petition this court for a writ of habeas corpus. Because you're trying to subject me to involuntary servitude, which is against the law in every state and in this nation. As a matter of fact, it's against the law throughout the world. That's how I would handle the conversation. It all come down to involuntary servitude. The only thing you have to do, everybody's been saying I don't consent. It's not good enough to say you don't consent. It's good enough to speak about the involuntary servitude. Why? Because involuntary servitude shall not exist in the United States or in America. Remember, it's foundational. No involuntary servitude. So, what I just stated, those of you who get to those judges who want to be stupid, who want to ignore you, who want to say, well, such and such it didn't appear. Oh, and I'm not making any appearances before this court. And I'm not going to call you your honor. Not until you show me proof that I've consented to be within this arena. You see, you want to have presumption of law to claim somebody's consenting. I'm letting you know out of my own mouth and my own words. No, I do not consent to be held in servitude, voluntarily or otherwise. Now, what did I just do? I just basically told him that you'll have to produce some evidence showing something to the contrary to where I said I will allow myself to be held in voluntary servitude. What happens is, pay attention, the fact that I just rebutted the presumption, now we have to have a trial to determine, and that is basically they have to bring forth proof. It will have to be written. It can't be somebody saying, well, I agreed and I witnessed him agreeing. Oh, no. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, you must understand a police officer cannot testify. So some of you are very ornery. Some of you want to challenge police officers. I'm going to say to you, don't challenge police officers. You don't have to. The moment they pull you over and they ask you for driver's license or registration, you say, excuse me, one moment. Are you here in an enforcement capacity or in a peace officer capacity? Because that is contingent on whether or not the law requires me to respond to you. See, if you're here in an enforcement capacity, I need to inform you that I am not carrying passengers for hire, nor am I operating under a capacity for which I would utilize a license which would support my carrying passengers for hire. I have non-commercial goods that I am transporting, and I am doing so as a private citizen. Now, I'll give you the license, but please understand I'm not operating under that capacity at this time. When I am carrying passengers for hire, I am required to inform you when you pull me over, when I am operating in commerce. But here you go. Now, for the rest of you who carry those licenses, I would suggest you get an ID. Like I've been trying to tell you guys for quite some time, when I would be pulled over, and it's very seldom that it happened, but when they would pull me over, and I haven't gotten a ticket from the police since 2002, and that one got killed because they said I was running a red light, and they pulled up the video, found out it was a yellow light. Well, they didn't pull up the video, they pulled up the photo because it was one of those red light cameras. Yet they didn't bother to look at the left turn arrow to see that the left turn arrow came on after the light turned red. Morons. So again, oh, that was Leela James. I think that was the 4th song. No, this is this is Don't Speak. Y'all remember No Doubt's Don't Speak? Well, this is Leela James' version of that. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I suggested that many of you use an ID, that you have both a driver's license and an ID, that you carry both, but you don't carry that driver's license on you. The police ask you, then you, by all means, give them the ID. That's not a contract. I want you also to understand one other thing, so that you get it. Ladies and gentlemen, when the police pull you over, I was watching a show called The Unit. Any of you guys know about The Unit? Well, I just watched the series, just finished it, and I liked it. I liked it primarily for the guy who does the Allstate commercials. Was he the Candyman? I don't watch shows like the Candyman, so I don't care. He played in 24 as the Black President, and then he got his own TV series called The Unit. The Unit was okay. I liked The Unit. Hip hop, hip hop. All right. Well, anyway, in that show, there is a episode where the wife of one of the members of the unit is having an affair with one of the colonels. And, well, no, is he a colonel? Yeah, he's a colonel, not a general. Anyway, having an affair with him, and they break it off. And he gets married to another lady. And this lady, the one he got married to, is in a car. She's taking pills and she gets drunk because apparently she's suffering from pain because she got shot 2 nights before. Or 2 episodes before, and she driving her car recklessly, and she drives up on a curve. Okay, fine. So the woman that he's having an affair with sees this right across the street from her. Hey, hip hop, hip hop. Wait a second. All right. Anyway, it's all as she pull up on the curb. The second lady, the mistress, runs over to see if she's okay, and then she slides her over into the passenger seat. Now, mind you, you guys, this is the hip hop. I apologize. You guys don't understand. It is impossible because of the model car that she was in. But anyway, she slides over into the passenger seat, and as she slides her into the passenger seat, she gets into the driver's seat. Now, of course, you know what's going to happen because I knew what was going to happen. The police come over and they ask her for her ID. And she gives it to them. And then she says, "Officer, my friend is hurt, and I believe that she may need to be seen by the hospital." The officer says, "Well, they're on their way, but I need to get your driver's license." And he gets her driver's license. And then he says, "Okay, ma'am, I'm going to have to do a breathalyzer on you, a sobriety test." And she says, "Sir, I don't consent to a sobriety test." This is what the officer said. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry, the mere fact that you have a driver's license is prima facie evidence of your consent." Okay? That's what you all need to know. Is the fact that you have a driver's license puts you under their jurisdiction. So you have to, I wasn't operating in commerce. I'm sorry. I was not having passengers for hire. And if you say that I was, then I'm going to have to bill you for this time. I don't have a problem because I'm $495 an hour. Well, you know, I don't want you guys to get outrageous because some of y'all say I'm $495 a second. I'm $475 billion every millisecond. That would be stupid because nobody would consider that to be reasonable. So stop it. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to driving, you need to understand traffic is exactly that, trafficking. Look at the laws. And when they talk about the Sea of Commerce and those islands in the middle of the street and all of that, people have told you about that a long time ago. But on a television show, the officer said that the lady, by the mere fact she had the license, she consented. Ain't that interesting? So, am I giving advice to any of you? Yes, carry an ID. The ID is a lot cheaper than a driver's license. You don't have to take no test for it. Okay? And you can use your driver's license as your ID to get a ID. Those of you who don't have an ID and a driver's license, I always had an ID and a driver's license. I just decided to do it one day. And I just want you all to know, when I first took the driver's test, I saw the word passenger for hire on the driver's handbook. Okay, sorry, that was the end of that playlist, and I really didn't want to have a playlist, but let's get back to the conversation. I noticed, I saw, and I conquered. Okay, let's see if it's going to go to the next list. If it does. But again, what I noticed is that it literally lists individuals driving, having passengers for hire. No, we're not going to go that. We just did that. We're going to do Luther, y'all. I could play it to where every song goes one behind the other, but this video is going to be shorter because I'm about to shut the video off in a minute. But we're going to play my Luther because that's Luther! Hold on, Luther. You're supposed to be playing. Oh, I guess he's stuck. So let's do... Yeah, he's stuck. So we'll wait for him to come on. I saw that it had passengers for hire, so I didn't understand that term. So I did some research on the phrase passengers for hire. Usually that's your bus drivers, taxi drivers, chauffeurs, limousines, that type of thing. But, ladies and gentlemen, it could also include you operating a business and using your vehicle for that purpose. That's why I suggested many of you go to a sign shop, get you one of those clear signs, you know, the ones that you just stick onto the door. You want to get 5 of them. You want to put one on the hood. You want to put one on the roof. You want to put one on the driver's door, passenger door. Now make these simple, small signs. You want to put one on the trunk. Okay? The reason why you do that, you want them to say, do not trespass, private property, comma, automobile, not for hire. That's it. You don't have to say nothing else. I know a lot of you are going to be adding all kind of other words, and you bless your little heart. You deserve everything you get. But this means that if they do pull you over, unless your vehicle is used in the commission of a crime, and not suspicion of a crime, but the actual commission of a crime, anyway, sorry, then they can't tow it. That's why the first thing you want to do is understand, unless you pull in a no parking zone or a no stopping zone or one of those emergency only zones, what you do is you park your automobile and you tell them that I will have somebody pick it up. No, you do not have my permission to tow my automobile. You do not have permission to go in and look in my automobile. You do not have my permission to search my automobile. It's mine. It is private property. So go get your warrant, and then you can try. But even then, I will sue you and the judge who issues the warrant for there being no probable cause for a search. Now, there's a lot to talk about because a lot of people don't understand probable cause. Okay? But the courts are not listening to you. They don't care about what you have to say. This is not about law. This is not about who knows what, when, where, how, and when, how, where, why. This is all about they're protecting their interests, the interests of the administration. And the administrative government is protecting them. Okay? So, back to the understanding. And look, some of you are just going to sit up here and take this information and just start doing it instead of doing your own research. And you deserve what you get. Because as you know that I've always said, you must do your own homework as well as research. Go and validate what I'm saying. Go and validate that the driver's license gives them license to do what they do. Okay, let's cover it this way. Luther, tell them. Ladies and gentlemen, the way we're going to cover it is this so that you get it. In this society in which we live, all you have to do is do the research. New Hampshire just passed a law directing the Department of Motor Vehicles to issue non-commercial driver's licenses to people who are not engaged in commerce and not carrying passengers for hire, to where they are not contracting with the state. Go take a look at it. It's a new law for the state of New Hampshire. I'm not making this up. If New Hampshire knows about this, then the rest of you should know about this. Uh-oh, hold on, y'all. I gotta stop that. That's not for y'all. That's a, what you call it. Hold on now. This is not for that. That's not for y'all. I don't even know how. Oh, okay, that's Jeremiah. I don't know how Jeremiah got there. That's the book of Jeremiah, y'all. The entire book. Y'all see that? All of Jeremiah. So we went to a house that's not a home. I don't know how Jeremiah got there. Well, anyway, if I were you, I would get the New Hampshire law. I would get rid of all of the things that speak as to New Hampshire or New Hampshire code. And I would take just exactly what they're saying. And I would put together something, a notice notifying them, because especially when you go into court, do not tell me it's not common knowledge that to drive an automobile and to have a driver's license gives prima facie evidence of engaging in commerce and giving the court license. Well, please, you need to understand that I have rescinded any and all power of attorney. I have resigned as registered agent for the agency. I have gotten rid of my voter registration, because when you get that driver's license, you sign up for voter registration whether or not you want it to or not. You have to specifically state on that form. Well, as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't vote. I never have voted. I never will vote. My vote will never count, especially when it counts. So I don't care about that stupidity. Okay? And I would take that language, create a document using that language, because, see, the laws in the United States are universal. So if it is used in, what is that, New Hampshire, it's used everywhere else. If this was their policy in that state, but remember, their law can't make it to where everybody who gets a driver's license, pay attention, if you travel on the road, you must have a driver's license, and the driver's license means you are transporting things for hire. Remember, you were never required to get a driver's license. You were only required to get a driver's license to drive. Well, now you just get an identification. Now, here's the problem. If you don't have a driver's license, you can't register your automobile. Am I wrong or right? So you have to know that the DMV must provide you an opportunity without having to say that you're transporting someone for hire. So they must be able to give you a non-commercial driver's license. They'll say, well, a Class C and a Class B and a Class D and a Class GEM and a Class M and a Class K and a Class Z license is not a commercial license. They'll tell you that. Well, I need to have that in writing. Because every time you get stopped by the police, oh no, this is not a commercial driver's license. You don't have any jurisdiction over me. The DMV says that I'm not transporting customers for hire by having this license. And I'm not contracted with the state. See, I've resigned as registered agent for the agency. All right, just something for those of you who've been trying to figure this stuff out for you to think about. This is how I respond based on what I know. We're not going to go past 25 minutes in this video. We got another video that we're going to do real quick. That's going to be talking about habeas corpus, and I think some of you who are interested, especially using a habeas corpus for a property, using it for just about everything, you'll see in just a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, goodbye.